Something's lurking in the skies. Again. Glowing red eyes, massive wings, and a trail of freaked out witnesses. Since 2023, there have been a fuck ton of new Mothman sightings that have lit up America. And not just in Chicago or Point Pleasant. One trucker fired shots at it. Another said it was chirping at them, and locals swear it's back. Is Mothman a warning, a legend, or something far darker? I've already done deep dive videos on both the original Mothman and the Chicago Owlman. I'll drop the links for each one down in the distraction. When I did those videos, the most recent sighting at the time was 2022. So I'll just give you the cliff notes on this bastard, and then we'll get into the assload of sightings that have been rolling in. Witnesses describe the same freaky ass shit. A big, gray, dark brown, or black, bat or bird-like creature, always with glowing red eyes. It's humanoid shaped with separate arms and wings, standing upright, usually between 6 and 8 feet tall. The wings look like either huge bat wings or owl wings with an 8 to 12 feet wingspan. Most people say just locking eyes with this damn thing gives you the serious fucking heebie-jeebies. Like pure fear got injected into your veins. And it always seems to show up at night near parks, woods, or water. The legend starts in Point Pleasant, West Virginia back in 1966 when 4 teens spotted it near the old TNT factory. Not long after that, the Silver Bridge going into Point Pleasant from Ohio collapsed, killing dozens. Many folks reported seeing the Mothman on the bridge just days before it collapsed. It was seen as a dark foreshadow. Decades later, Chicago blew up with its very own similar-looking winged humanoid, the Chicago Owlman. A lot of folks think it's either the same creature or somehow related to the Mothman. And now, Mothman's been fucking with people again, in different cities. Mothman's not just in Point Pleasant or Chicago anymore. It's widening its territory. Early July 2024, Chicago. Ryan was just trying to get some chill, calling it an early night because of his shitty work schedule. Around 8:30 p.m., something through his bedroom window jolted his ass out of his half-asleep haze. There, on the roof of Park Tower, about a block away, he spotted 2 blazing red lights, like laser beams, shooting from the rooftop. But as he squinted through the dark, Ryan realized those lights weren't just lights. They were the eyes of some silhouetted, tall, humanoid figure perched on the ledge. He watched, completely bricking it, as the thing unfurled its massive-ass wings and launched itself off the roof, gliding toward Lake Michigan. Park Tower does have flashy LED lighting for the 4th of July, but Ryan swore up and down this was no damn holiday display. The figure was on the ledge, not the top, and he was sure it was a living, breathing creature, way taller than his own 6'3" frame, with wings he couldn't even begin to describe. After a minute of staring, the fear hit him like a freight train. Ryan bolted out of bed, still naked as a streaker, and tore into the living room yelling about an alien on the roof. His roommate thought he was tripping, until Ryan saw a Mothman episode on Unsolved Mysteries and realized he wasn't the only one. That little bit of validation made him feel a hell of a lot less crazy. On March 5th, 2024, Lisa was trying to snag her free birthday burger at Culver's with her son, chilling at the drive-thru window around 5:30 p.m. when things got downright bizarre. As dusk settled over Evergreen Park, Illinois, she glanced up and locked eyes with something so damn unreal it made her guts twist and her whole reality do a faceplant. A massive-ass humanoid figure with grayish-black wings and legs that looked like they belonged on a bodybuilder. This thing didn't just fly. It launched itself off a rooftop with a frog-like leap, hauling ass through the sky before seemingly landing at Circle Park, a few blocks southwest. Lisa later described the wings as angel-like, but said they never unfurled. They just stuck straight out of its back. She estimated the creature was around 7 feet tall, all muscle and totally gray-black from head to toe. Lisa watched this whole fucking circus from about a block away, petrified in her car, until the thing dipped down toward the park. The sight rattled her so much she only reported it after her daughter told her about the Mothman episode on Unsolved Mysteries. Cruising through Glenview, Illinois at 10 p.m. on September 7, 2023, Sally was on a munchie run. But the night had other plans. Even before picking up her food, she felt off, like her brain was stuck in a fog and everything was just a little fucked up. Maybe it was work stress, maybe not. She was blasting her favorite playlist, belting out Lady Gaga, trying to drown out that creeping sense of unease. Driving past the cemetery didn't help her nerves, but she brushed it off and kept singing her heart out. Then, as she passed by the edge of the forest, she caught something on the right side of the road that made her blood run cold. She wanted to believe it was just a deer, but this thing was standing upright, 6 or 7 feet tall, with a dark, cement gray body and eyes that glowed red like fucking bike reflectors. When they locked eyes, her stomach dropped like she was on a roller coaster. She freaked the hell out, floored it toward the next intersection, and kept telling herself, Nope, that was a deer. You didn't see shit. She picked up her food, took a different way home, and tried to forget. But that freaky moment still fucks with her today. On February 5th, 2023 at 11 p.m., 5 friends were just kicking back in the alley behind a Mexican bakery in Chicago's little village, skating and shooting the shit like any other night. Out of nowhere, they spotted something perched on top of the flea market across the lot. A massive, pitch-black figure, tall as hell, with wings stretched wider than a fucking car. It just stood there, watching them. Those red eyes glowing like taillights and making these weird-ass chirping noises that echoed across the parking lot. For a solid minute, this thing just stared them down, and every single one of them felt like they were about to get hunted. One dude wanted to bolt, but the rest held him back. Nobody wanted to risk this thing chasing them home. Then it shot straight up into the air, flying over their heads, never breaking eye contact. The whole time, one of them was silently praying to La Virgen de Guadalupe, hoping for some protection as the creature finally disappeared over the arch. Later, they joked around that it was sent by a witchcraft-practicing ex. Either way, if its goal was to scare the absolute shit out of them, it nailed it. It was just after sunset on a clear August night in 2023 in north central Kentucky, right by the Ohio River. James stepped outside, swinging open the double doors to the backyard, just looking to suck in some fresh air and enjoy the stars. The sky was a fucking masterpiece. No clouds, just a blanket of stars. As he scanned the horizon and tilted his head back to take it all in, something swooped down from the roof that made him turtle up. This thing, whatever the hell it was, glided right over his head, maybe just 5 to 10 feet above. It coasted along the backyard at head height before vanishing over the rooftops. Its wingspan was freaking huge, at least 15 to 20 feet, and it didn't flap once. Just floated along, completely silent. As it glided away, he caught 2 red glows on the back of its wings. Not like car lights, more like an eerie red glow that made his skin crawl. The body looked human, only bigger, with legs together and a head you could just make out against the night sky. His first thought? Giant human bat. Like Batman, but way more fucked up looking. He stood there, stunned, part terrified, part amazed, hoping to see it again. On Monday, June 12, 2023, at about 10 in the morning, Brad and his buddy were crawling through Chicago traffic on the highway, stuck under an overpass and bored out of their minds. Brad was behind the wheel while his friend lounged in the back seat, grumbling about the endless line of cars. Then, shit got weird. This massive, winged fucker suddenly exploded out from under the overpass, just to their upper right. It was so goddamn quick, they barely caught more than a glimpse. But both of them saw a huge, dark membraned wing on the left side of whatever the hell it was. The creature shot straight up and over the overpass, as smooth as your sister when she says goodnight. Strangest part, none of the other drivers seemed to notice a fucking thing. No honking, no rubbernecking, nothing. It's like the creature picked them and only them to see it. Was it the Chicago Owlman? Who the hell knows? But it sure felt like a cryptid send-off before they left Chicagoland. Matt Sexton's first run-in with the weird started back in April 2023, somewhere around 2 a.m. on US Highway 30 near Hinckley, Illinois. The guy was rolling through his usual late-night semi-route when a massive-ass branch crashed onto the road in front of him. He looked up, expecting to see a pissed-off owl or something, but instead caught sight of a 12-foot fucking beast covered in short brown fur. Definitely not your average bird. This thing had arms and legs separate from its wings. It swooped right in front of his truck, pulling a move like a goddamn eagle before launching off again. About 3 weeks later, it showed up again on I-39, just 10 miles from his first encounter. This time, Matt got a much better look. Webbing between its legs like a flying squirrel, 3 gnarly claws in the front, a talon in the back, and a fucked up looking elongated snout that was straight out of a monster flick. Fast forward to April 2024, Kane County, Illinois. Around 2:15 a.m. on McGurr Road, just west of Caneville, the creature nearly slammed into his windshield as he crossed a small bridge. Terrified it was attacking him, Matt floored it, grabbed his 9mm, and unloaded on the creature, firing 7 shots before the dickhead wrapped itself up and vanished into the night. Alright, let's break down what might really be going on behind all these wild-ass Mothman sightings. First up, the explanations the skeptics swear by. Then, we'll let the weirdness off the leash. Now, let's get real. Most Mothman run-ins could have been nothing more than a big bird having a bad feather day. We've got barn owls, great horned owls, and sandhill cranes cruising around at night, sometimes migrating right through the Ohio Valley. These birds aren't tiny. Their wingspans can hit 6 feet, and when headlights or streetlights catch their eyes just right, you get that freaky eye shine that everyone talks about. Toss in some shadows, low visibility, and a jittery driver, and suddenly your brain's telling you there's a monster flapping around the back roads. But it's not just about birds. The human mind is a wild place, especially after a tragedy like the Silver Bridge collapse. That disaster left the whole town on edge, and when folks are stressed out, mass hysteria ain't far behind. One weird sighting turns into a dozen because confirmation bias has everyone on the lookout for trouble. Groupthink kicks in, fear spreads, and the next thing you know, every shadow looks like an omen of doom. Pareidolia, your brain's habit of seeing faces and figures where there aren't any, only adds fuel to the fire. Then there's the environment. The old TNT plant wasn't exactly an eco-friendly wonderland. Ha! Decades of chemical contamination could have messed with local wildlife and even warped human perception. Industrial infrasound, the kind that rattles your bones, can make folks uneasy or even cause hallucinations. Add in fog, mist, and oddball lighting, and you've got all the ingredients for a monster sighting. And hey, some folks just love a good hoax, especially if it means clicks or a tourism boost. Sensational news coverage and movies like the Mothman prophecies only stoke the fire, inspiring copycats and keeping the legend alive. Now, let's flip the coin and wander into the wild world of weirdness. Because for every skeptic, there's someone convinced that Mothman is way more than a fucking misidentified bird with a bad attitude. First up, the cryptid theory. Appalachia is a massive, rugged playground full of dense forests and deep hollers where a giant, unclassified flying creature could easily dodge humans for years. Some folks think Mothman could be a leftover from the age of dinosaurs, like a pterosaur that never got the memo about extinction. Others imagine a massive, bat-like animal that's evolved in secret, only popping up when the time or weather is just right. There's even speculation about a migratory cryptid, one that only swoops through West Virginia and Chicago on a mysterious cycle, which might explain why some sightings come in unpredictable bursts. But things get real fucked when you bring the supernatural into the mix. Many believe Mothman isn't just a flesh and blood critter, but a supernatural omen, an otherworldly warning that disaster is about to strike. After all, the timing with the Silver Bridge collapse is hard to ignore. Some say Mothman is a guardian or vengeful spirit, pissed off by all the industrial chaos. Others think it's a straight-up demonic entity, drawn to pain, tragedy, and fear like a moth to a flame. You like that? Pretty punny. Then there's the interdimensional theory. Maybe the TNT zone and areas of Chicago are hotspots for portals or rifts, letting in beings from parallel realities or alternate timelines. Shit, Some even argue Mothman is a psychic or quantum manifestation of collective human anxieties popping into existence when the vibes get weird enough. Kinda makes you want to smoke a joint. Hey, it's alright! And don't forget the classic government cover-up angle. Secret military or genetic experiments gone sideways. Men in black silencing witnesses. And whispers of alien tech or biological weapons. All juicy fuel for the unparalleled legend. So here we are, 7 fresh Mothman encounters in just the past couple of years. From truckers swerving on back roads to folks staring up at dark silhouettes over Chicago, the legend clearly hasn't gone anywhere. Some call it a warning. Others swear it's just a shadow of old folklore refusing to die. But whatever the case, people are still seeing fucked up shit with wings, glowing eyes, and a knack for showing up before a disaster. Maybe it's coincidence. Maybe it's not. And maybe the real question isn't whether Mothman is back, but what it's trying to tell us this time. Because if history repeats itself, we might not have long to find out before the next scream, the next collapse, or the next shadow falls across your window. Can't get enough cryptids in your life? Tap that like button and subscribe. That way you won't miss out on more of my fucked up commentary. And besides, I really do appreciate it. Do you think people are seeing the Mothman? Or do you think they're claiming it to get their 15 minutes of fame? Let me know down in the comments. And if you're ready to crank that shit up to 11, that join button's got your name on it. For just $2.99, you can have my back in a huge way. Until next time, y'all keep it real, keep it chill, and stay creepy! Catch you on the flip. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. You are the real beast.